you guys, it is Natalie here. I am the holistic nutritionist of Glow Nutritional Consulting, and I am popping in tonight to help you guys with rashes and skin inflammation. I'm just gonna adjust this because we're at a funny angle here. Ooh, I think that's better. So if you guys know anybody with rashes or skin inflammation who's been looking for some natural tips to heal it or reverse the skin rashes, or who's just been looking for a little bit of help or support or guidance, or like what the heck do I do next, then definitely take a second and tag them out in the comments. I would love for this video to reach anyone struggling. Yeah, that is that. So I'm just going to take a second now, make sure that this video is playing through my laptop on my page, on this page here, and I am going to share this into my beautiful group, the Glow Doers, as well. So while I do that, feel free to take a second and tag anyone you know with skin issues or rashes or inflammation, and we will try and help them out together tonight. So this one's going to be a little bit of a shorter Facebook Live. We are on, and it looks like everything is set, so that is perfect. I just want to make sure the amazing people in my group are in on this. So if you haven't joined my group and you would like to, I have a Facebook group called the Glow Doers. It's a private community. You are welcome to join it, and it's beautiful in there. So feel free, if you feel so called, search it up, request to join, answer a few questions, and jump into the group. So I'm going to jump in with skin rashes and inflammation health. Now, if this is specific to you, if instead of tagging people that you know, if you are in here for you, then let me know in the comments what's going on for you, and I may be able to give more personalized help that can definitely help other people as well. So be courageous. Tonight is your night. All right, so skin rashes and inflammation. Point number one that I have for you guys tonight is to start including flax oil into your diet if you don't already. Now, flaxseed oil is the oil pressed, cold pressed from flax seeds, and it is an amazing source of the super anti-inflammatory fat that is essential that you need. So most people are getting an okay amount of the pretty anti-inflammatory fat. There's only 2 fats that are essential. But very little of the super anti-inflammatory fat. So whenever we're looking at inflammation or rashes or skin issues, one of the first things that I dive into is making sure that you're getting in that anti-inflammatory fat. Now, the reason that I like flax oil is it's actually kind of the opposite ratio to what most people are eating. So instead of getting so much of the omega-6 that's essential, you're actually boosting up the omega-3 that's essential and not hitting too much of the one that you're likely already getting enough of. So it's a really fast way to reduce inflammation, and what I like about flax oil is it gives your body the chance to change over into whatever fats you need, instead of something like fish oil where it's already converted all the way down the line, and with risks right now with oceans and heavy metals and contamination and radiation in the oceans, it is much safer to go about an awesome oil like flaxseed. So when you're looking for a flaxseed oil, you want to make sure that it's cold pressed. A good health food store will carry it in the fridge. That is something that you want to look for, and in a dark glass bottle is optimal. So that's point number one. Get in flax oil and help reduce your inflammation. About a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons per day is optimal, is absolutely fantastic. If you have gallbladder issues or you've had your gallbladder removed, it's more important to take little doses of it at a time instead of going for like one full huge amount, just because of the fat digestion piece. So step one for reducing inflammation and getting rid of rashes is to pop onto the flax oil train. So I hope that helps you out. If you have any questions about that, definitely hit me up in the comments and let me know. Tip number 2 is to focus so much on eating your greens, especially any of your dark greens. Now, this is kind of a slightly indirect focus. But what is amazing about greens is that they are so alkaline to your body that they help to offset some of the acidity that can cause inflammation inside the body. So these two topics you may hear a lot about, either alkaline or acidity, and also inflammation and anti-inflammatory foods, and they do tend to go together fairly well. So eating your greens is a fantastic way to bring down inflammation in your body through raising your pH. So whether you're looking at kale or dinosaur kale or Swiss chard or collards or broccoli or arugula or any of the really dark green guys out there, or even sprouts if you've got alfalfa sprouts or broccoli sprouts nearby, fantastic. So opt for greens, load your plate up with them, and get yourself anti-inflamed so you can say goodbye to those rashes forever. Now, the second bonus with green vegetables is that they're also full of fiber, and that helps to give your body one of its favorite ways to detoxify. So it can take a little effort off of your liver because you are adding fiber into your intestines, which means that things are going to pass through you quicker and your liver can actually get rid of stuff at a more effective rate instead of kind of having to slow down based on how your digestion is moving. So getting in greens is helpful on a few different levels, and I hope that helped you to understand why. So number one was flax oil. Number two was eat your greens, especially the super dark green ones. Tip number three is to reduce animal fat. So whether this looks like meat for you or dairy or butter, reduce animal fat, because as we were talking about flax oil and that being really high in the omega-3, that is the essential fat that you need to take in through diet, that is really anti-inflammatory, meat gets converted into a prostaglandin, or dairy, the animal fats get converted into a prostaglandin that is inflammatory to your body. So in the same way that flax oil, or in the opposite way that flax oil gets converted into this super anti-inflammatory prostaglandin that helps your body out so much, the fats in meat and dairy called arachidonic acid get converted straight into the inflammatory guys. So whenever you're looking to add something like flax oil, which I always like to focus on so that you know how to get that in, I always like to also focus on what's going to slow down your progress with that. So meat and dairy products full of fat will definitely slow down your progress, just because you'll have two fats working in opposing ways. So that is tip number three for you guys tonight. I'm seeing people jump in and out, so if you are here and you have questions, definitely hit me up in the comments, let me know. And if you happen to be watching this during the replay, then make sure you post questions just like you would if you were watching this live, because it can be extremely helpful and I tend to pop back and answer your questions. So pop them in the comments. Tip number four for you guys is to remove allergies, allergenic foods that you are personally allergic to. So this can be done a few different ways. You can go for traditional allergy tests, though they may not pick up more kind of sensitive or still immune response foods, but they will only pick up the really anaphylactic, like big allergens out there for you that your body would respond to. The second way you can go about it is seeing someone in the natural world and getting an IgG test run. That is another great option. It works on a different antibody that's more common, but will still show you kind of what your body's reacting to on a subtler level than something like IgE, which is what the prick tests at most physicians or allergen doctors would cover. So what I wanted to cover with this one was I had like awful eczema as a kid, and we tried every single over-the-counter, the hydrocortisone, like every single kind of cream that was possibly out there. We tried flaxseed gel, like going on this like super rashed up and bleeding area. We tried everything. And it wasn't until we got rid of dairy in my diet, and it was like night and day. It was like all of a sudden, all the inflammation just went away. And if I ever kind of like cheated on that as a kid and would go to the fridge and like hoard cheese, it was obvious, because the next day I was so inflamed and red and itchy again. So especially those kinds of allergens can really pop up and creep up on you. And even if you didn't used to be allergic, or maybe you were allergic as a kid and you feel like you grew out of it, I would recommend that there may be a good chance that there's still something that's hitting your immune system, causing inflammation. And what's really interesting is that the cells that line the intestines are actually the same kinds of cells that are your skin, that make up your skin. And so if you have inflammation happening on your skin, it's also a little bit scary to start to piece together that you may have that same kind of like redness and blotchiness and a hard time absorbing all the awesome nutrients that you're getting in, because that inflammation is also happening in your gut, which is going to make absorption a much bigger problem. So that is something else to keep in mind. So the other way that I wanted to mention is doing some kind of an elimination diet. That would definitely be probably the most affordable option, but it does mean that you're eliminating so many different foods and then slowly adding them back in. So it can be a bit of a whirlwind. If you would like help one-on-one for any of that kind of stuff, then definitely hit me up with a message here, and I will get back to you with a few options and ways that I can support you. So number 4 was to remove any allergy foods that you might have going on. And then number 5 would be gut health. And I could do a whole huge video on gut health and digestion. So let me know in the comments if you would really appreciate that at some point. As I've been doing these videos, the more things people are voting on or kind of throwing out, that is what encourages that video to get made for you guys. So make sure that you let me know. Gut health is so important because the cells are the same type that are on your skin or that make up your skin and that are in your intestines. It makes sense that soothing the intestines will help to soothe your skin. Soothe and replenish and cleanse and all of that kind of stuff. So as a few simple pointers, chewing your food more thoroughly is a really great start. Adding apple cider vinegar into kind of salad dressings or different sauces, or having it in water as a drink can help to ready your digestive system or prime your digestive system for food. It can also help take away indigestion after big meals, so keep that one in mind if you ever suffer from that kind of stuff. And then probiotics are also a really huge helper for the intestines, but it's really important that you go for a good brand. So Now has an awesome 50 billion colony forming units probiotic that's out there. What is it? Genuine Health has another awesome one that I really recommend and that I take traveling with me because it's pretty shelf stable. There's a few really awesome ones out there, but they are not the cheapest ones at the store, and probiotics are something that you really not only get what you pay for, but that there's also like a bunch of brands that will pretty much do like nothing for you, or that you'll never kind of notice the big changes that you may need to make in order to get the results that you are looking for. So I hope that helped you out. Those were the 5 points. I'm going to recap them for you now so that you are excited and feel ready and feel empowered and feel just super ready to get out there and help heal your skin, work with your body, understand why it's throwing up these skin signals for you to pick up on, and hopefully change that all over so that you can have the skin that you would most adore. So number 1 was to include flax oil into your diet. Number 2 was to focus heavily on super anti-inflammatory dark green vegetables. Number 3 was to lower the amount of animal fat that you are intaking in your diet. Number 4 was to remove allergens from your diet, and I gave you a couple of different ways that you can kind of find out what foods you may be reacting to. And number 5 was to improve your gut health, and I did kind of recap quickly a few different ways that you can do that. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you feel so much better. I wish you the most vibrant and fantastic feeling health in the entire world. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. If you have any questions, make sure to throw them in the comments below. And otherwise, I look so forward to helping you out again on the next video and in the either comment section or as a message to this page. Take care, guys. Mwah!